This is episode 22 of Mike and Scott Read a Poem. Today we're going to analyze Sonnet number 40 by William Shakespeare. And if you hold on long enough, you're going to hear me tell you one of my favorite lines from the Sesame Street movie, Follow That Bird. So stick with us on Mike and Scott Read a Poem.
So check this out. I got these books today. So I was telling you about. Can you see
Okay.
them?
Yes, little notebooks. I
Yeah.
can see them. Yeah, and they say notebook on them. How would you describe that sense of humor, writing notebook on something that's a notebook? Or do you think that's not supposed to be cute? Is it really just describing what it is?
I think it looks really old, right? So since 1987, it's pretty old.
No.
I thought it was going to be like
19...
because the way it looks like it's from the 1900s, early 1900s.
Yeah. What year were you going to say? Since when?
I
have a year. Hold on. Let me write it down.
Okay.
Even though the audience can't see this, at least they'll know we're telling the truth. Okay, I'm going to have to write it big. I'm writing down a year that I think you're going to say,
Okay.
and then you'll say it, and I'll show you the paper. All right, go ahead.
Originally, I was thinking 1902,
No.
1911.
1911. So if you add 19 and then 1 and 1, you get, 192. And then if you just don't count the 0, you don't have that concept in your numbering system. You don't have a placeholder in your value system.
1911 is the year that John Moses Browning invented one of the most popular gun styles ever.
There you go. That was trivia that I was not going to know.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a good gun. It's called the 1911.
Okay. Good way to name it. It's always good to name something that you've done after the year.
No, it's got a crazy name to it, actually. I'll look it up. Maybe that'll be a trivia. I think it has a name to it, but nobody calls it that. It's just the 1911.
I don't know what 1800 tequila?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What's the 1800 for?
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to look that up.
All right. Unless the answer is so obvious, and then I'll delete this whole thing. I can't stand to not know what the 1800 is if it's obvious. Like, it would be great if they first created this tequila in 1800. That would be nice, but that's probably not what it is. All right. 1800 tequila.
Does tequila have 2 L's or 1?
That's another thing we'll look up. Okay. That's a nice trivia question. I shouldn't be too embarrassed if I don't know what it is.
That's what our trivia questions are. That's how they make it, as if you're embarrassed that you didn't know it.
We had Dave Peterson on the show last week.
Yes, we did.
He was a great guest. He confirmed my worst nightmare, that when we're saying these things that we want to look up later, if they know the answer to it, it's very frustrating to them.
They're screaming in their speakers.
Yeah. Like, why don't you know this? I thought you knew stuff like this. Dave was very upset that I didn't know Jim Croce songs. Or there were songs and I didn't know that it was Jim Croce. I know that's got to be very frustrating. I don't know what to say.
I think you and Dave are some of the most intellectual people I know, and I think you guys hold yourself to a higher standard. Knowing Jim Croce songs is not a normal thing.
It's not necessarily an intellectual thing, though, either.
It's pretty... Oh, it's not... You're right. No intellectuals will know it, but I mean...
No,
you just have such a huge, vast knowledge of things, of stuff. Like, if I told you to name a song from I'm
going to fail at this already. Okay, I'm not as good as you think I am, but let's see what you want me to name a song from.
Okay, Chicago.
Chicago the movie or Chicago the band? Or Chicago
the band.
play?
See, that's my point.
Okay, you've made your point.
Oh, man. How about one of each?
Well, the play and the movie are the same, except
the play and the band are different.
Okay,
though.
yes, but I named 3 things, except I will say that there is a song, I'm sure of it, that was written for the movie, but is not in the play, in the musical.
Really?
Yes, and I think they did the same thing with Phantom of the Opera. You do this because then you could get nominated for Best Song at the Academy Awards. And isn't that what every movie wants, is a nomination for Best Song at the Academy Awards?
So, okay, so it's a song that wasn't written for the story or was written for the story?
You mean, what? It's in the movie Chicago.
It's in the movie. Oh, okay.
But the movie
play?
is based, yes, on the Broadway musical. So it's not in that, but when they made a movie, they're like, let's throw in one extra song.
For that hard hitter. A song that I remember from that is Cellophane.
Yeah, Mr. Cellophane.
That's a good song. It's cool.
Yeah.
And John
C. Reilly, yeah.
John C. Reilly pulls it off so well. You know,
Yes.
that's the first real exposure that I had to John C. Reilly and who he is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like I didn't know he was a comedian up until that point.
Well, comic actor.
Oh, I thought he was like literally a stand-up comedian. He's a comic actor.
Oh, well, I'm not aware of John C. Reilly doing any stand-up, but perhaps
Maybe he doesn't.
did.
Yeah.
Never seen it. I would love to see it if it was out there. I'm sure it would actually be ridiculous.
It'd be
Okay.
pretty funny.
Well, what have you seen Tim and Eric, where he does this Dr. Steve Brule? If you want to see something far out of John C.
Yeah.
Reilly's, then watch him on Tim and Eric. And then he had his own spin-off show based on this character. Okay, so new song.
I'm writing that down.
Okay,
Tim and Eric.
yeah, it's called Tim and Eric's Awesome Show, Great Job. That's the full name of the show. And then
Sounds like a show I'm gonna like.
hold on. Tune in next week when Mike gives his opinion about Tim and Eric. Things might get very interesting. Things for sure will get interesting. So you, the audience, now you have a full week. If you want to participate in this, if you haven't ever seen Tim and Eric's Awesome Show, Great Job, then
Good
you...
job.
Great job. That's in the title.
Yeah, I know, but it just sounds like you're saying, if you haven't seen the show Tim and Eric's, great job.
My hat's off to you. So if you haven't seen Tim and Eric and you want to join Mike, then watch it this week, and then we'll all have a 5-second book club meeting about Tim and Eric.
All right, sounds
All right.
good. How long are the 30-minute episodes or hour?
They are about 15 minutes.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's like a Cartoon Network. Something
Awesome.
like that. Okay, so this week we're going to read Sonnet 40 by William Shakespeare. I didn't see any other famous Sonnet 40s popping up when I typed it into Google. So
No, this is the best Sonnet 40.
the 2-week streak is over. There is no competitor to Sonnet 40.
Yeah, we thought maybe that once Shakespeare had been around for about 39 sonnets, people started to catch on and just started their sonnets numbering at 40 just to compete with the most current one.
You want to get associated with famous poems.
Yeah. So if somebody's at the sonnet rental store looking for Shakespeare's latest sonnet, they might just finger along the spine there and find yours.
Yeah. It's
Sonnet
like
40.
It's like if we made a movie called Back to the Future. A lot of people would be like, "Ooh, this movie is so great. Oh wait, this is like a different Back to the Future." But we're already in their hand. So if you
Same
just
exact name.
if you just write a very good synopsis on the back, they might rent you. They're like, "Huh, this movie does sound pretty good." You're going to get picked up a lot because the name of the movie is Back to the Future. Even though there's no time travel or anything, it's just called Back to the Future. So, okay, that's how you get famous in the sonnet business, is to just number it, just like Shakespeare did. So let's see how Shakespeare did this week with Sonnet 40 on Mike and Scott Read a Poem.
Okay, Sonnet 40. Take all my loves, my love, yeah, take them all. What hast thou then more than thou hast before? No love, my love, that thou mayst true love call. All mine was thine, before you hadst this more. Then, if for my love thou my love receivest, I cannot blame thee, for my love thou use it. But yet be blamed, if thou thyself deceivest, by wilful taste of what thyself refusest. I do forgive thy robbery, gentle thief, although thou steal thee all my poverty, and yet love knows it is a greater grief to bear love's wrong than hate's known injury. Lascivious grace, in whom all ill well shows. Kill me with spites, yet we must not be foes. Wow.
That was a very funny quatrain in the middle with receivest, usest, deceivest, refusest.
Yeah.
That is...
Oh, I stumbled on that. I couldn't understand the term usest.
Yeah. It was just to fit the meter. He could have said used, but no, it had to be usest to make it a strong 2-syllable and rhyme it with refusest.
But refusest is not even a word. Or maybe it was back then.
But you need it to have that extra beat. I cannot blame thee for my love thou usest. Da, 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 da. Wait. Da, da, da. Maybe, hold on. Now, let me count it. I cannot blame thee for my love thou used. You're right. Maybe it is used.
Oh, okay.
Then
I don't know.
If
Maybe
for my love thou my love receivest. Now, you got to say, I think every once in a while you're allowed just one little soft extra beat. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is... I wonder if they're going to talk about this on the websites, that there's like 11 beats here. Then if for my love thou my love receivest. Yeah, that's 11.
Is it supposed to be 10?
Yeah. The rest of them are... Like, let's start from the top. Take all my loves, my love. Yeah, take them all. That's 10. Yeah. And it's now reminding me that a few sonnets ago, the interpretations were hinting that it's sonnet 40. Something happens in the plot where we find out the fair youth stole a lover away from Shakespeare.
Oh, yeah, that is some background information that we know.
Yeah. Sorry, folks. It's a first, but it's happened.
We stumbled upon it, you know. Sometimes you find a
get
dead
lucky.
body in the forest.
Yeah. I still haven't seen that movie. That it's the Stephen King movie where they find a dead body.
Was it Stephen King that wrote that? It's Stand By Me.
Stand By Me. Haven't seen it.
That's Stephen King?
Yeah, so you've seen it, but you didn't know it was Stephen King, and I haven't seen it, but I know it's Stephen King. So we're both like together. We are all powerful.
All right, so
take all my love.
There's a lot of kind of anger in this sonnet. Am I sensing that right? Or do you think it's like misery, like super sad? Or both. It might be both.
I think it has some weird emotionally unstable twist of just as long as you're happy going on in the end, which when Jim Bruce was on said how unhealthy that is.
Oh man, and this first line too, so take all my loves, my love, yeah, take them all. He couldn't have put yeah in there.
Yeah, maybe it's yay. Y-E-A.
Yay? Yay, take them all. Man, I messed up hardcore on this. It is yay, you're right.
Okay, yay. I said yeah earlier too when I read it over. Take
Should
all
I
my
reread
loves,
it?
my love, yay.
No, I can't.
Take them all. So I think it's yes. Yes, take them all. Oh, you wanna read the first line over so I could just edit that into the... Is that what you want to do?
I'm so embarrassed. No, and then also the receivest, that should just be receivest. And usest should be used.
Okay.
Right?
Well, then I'm wrong too. Because I said that earlier. See, we're all wrong.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Just let the audience know that I'm not well versed in Shakespeare. What is it? Prose? Or
no,
the way he uses words?
Prose is when it doesn't rhyme.
That's interesting.
Prose is a lot more relaxed in
okay.
In what's going on, whereas this is a very structured. This is poetry. This is verse.
Oh.
The opposite of prose is verse.
I'm learning here. Go on. That's very interesting. I didn't know that. So anyway, yeah, I suck at reading.
No.
We'll just leave it at that.
That's not the conclusion. No. All right, this is quite an editing job you're giving to me.
No, don't. You don't need to.
Nope, I will. I'll find a way.
I listened to it like in 3 weeks, and it just sounds perfect. How did you?
No, that's what I do. You think I don't do that every single week? All right.
No, but like you took out my receivest and you made it received.
Okay, just read it right now then. Read the
Do
whole.
you think you could do that? Would
read
you
the
be
whole
able
sonnet. Read the whole sonnet right now.
No. I like where we've gone with this.
I could do it just with the flick of this wrist. Let me show you. Let me show you. See this? Now I'm realizing why you can never see me on Skype is that I don't have my own image there, so I don't know. Okay, yeah. See this hand? This hand could make anything you want just go away. You just tell me, hey, edit that part out, and it's gone.
No, I think we need to leave it now. When you're re-listening to this, you stumble upon some gold in there.
I bet you would never remember what you said. I mean, it's a month that I wait to air these things.
You're right. I can't even remember. I can't even remember famous football movies.
Yeah, but you do remember that. Let's just do it one more time since you brought it up. What is it?
Okay. Any Given Sunday.
And who are the two main stars in it? I'm gonna have you add the other very famous.
Did we
person.
talk about another one?
No, I just want to see if you know that one. So who's the most famous person?
So Al Pacino.
Yes. Now name one of the other two famous people. I'll give you one of the two.
Whoever else is in that movie. Okay. I'm just gonna guess. LT.
Who's LT?
LT. I just remember that from some football movie. I don't know
Taylor?
what his name was. Yeah, Lawrence Taylor.
No, I'm talking
He's not
about
in there?
the actual actors, not. I'm not talking about some cameo.
I don't know who else is in there.
Okay, it's Jamie Foxx
Jamie Foxx is in that movie?
and Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz? All
All
right,
right.
I got to rewatch this.
But it's
movie.
okay. You didn't know. That's not important. So Sonnet 40. So we're not going to reread it. Yea. So yea, take them all. What hast thou then more than thou hadst before? What do you have now that you didn't have before you took all my loves? Know, my love, that thou mayst true love call. Okay, you don't have true love. No love that you may truest love call. So no love that you can call true love, my love. And then he's addressing my love.
Mm-hmm. All mine was thine before thou hast this more. Okay, so I gave you everything before you took a little bit more of mine. Wow, I think knowing the fact that one of Shakespeare's love slept with one of his other mistresses or one of his other loves, really helps in defining this poem or interpreting it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if we'd be able to if we didn't know that, to be honest.
Yes. But I wonder if there's another way to interpret it that other people go with. If take all my loves, my love, yea. Yea. Did we agree on yea?
Yeah, it's yay. It's yay.
Yea, take them all.
Uh-huh.
It could be the different parts of my love, like my physical love, my emotional love.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that's, maybe somebody else has done that. Okay.
You're right, yeah.
All mine was thine before thou hadst its more. Yes. So you already had mine before you took a little bit more. Then if for my love thou my love receivest, I cannot blame thee for my love thou used. So if you take my love for my love, I can't blame you for using my love. I don't know how you use somebody's love. If I gave you my love, would you use it? Like I wouldn't know how. How do you use somebody's love? Okay. But yet be blamed if thou thyself deceivest by willful taste of what thyself refusest. I can't blame you, but I should be blamed if you deceive. If thou thyself deceivest, I went back to deceivest, by willful taste of what thyself refusest.
Okay, is he saying maybe he caught his love and his love's like, no, it wasn't me, I didn't do it? Like, that's what he's refusing? Or is it refused like, I'm giving you something and you refuse to take it?
Yeah, well, I am to blame. So you're refusing my love?
Something like that, maybe. you know how you kind of interpreted it like, I can't blame you for something, but I am to blame for something else.
Yes.
I don't see him saying, I'm to blame here. It looks like he's saying, I can't blame you for this one thing, but I will blame you if you're doing this other thing.
But be blamed if thou thyself deceivest by willful taste. What is by willful taste?
Willful taste. Then if for my love thou my love receivest. So if because I loved it, you took it. So if because I loved this other mistress, you took that mistress too.
Okay.
I can't blame you for using my love.
Okay.
But I will blame you if you deceive me, like by willful taste. I don't know exactly what he means by willful taste, but I will blame you if you deceive me of what you're refusing. Now, what do you think he's refusing?
Is he refusing Shakespeare's love? I don't get it.
I want to look up refuse it. Refusest. Maybe that means something other than refuse. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's.
And then if that doesn't help, then we'll just go to the last quatrain and hopefully it clears up the one before.
Okay. Here we go. Refuse it. Refusest. Second person singular simple present form of refuse, which is discarded or rejected. So maybe he's just discarding his love.
It's still like it could just be the opposite of you are not accepting my love and you're going with somebody else. Is it as simple as that?
I guess so, yeah. By willful taste of what thyself refusest. You don't think we should spend more... We could spend all night on this quatrain, I think.
Yeah, well, I'm saying maybe the last one will clear up the first. I think by willful taste could just be like with malice aforethought, like you willfully did this. This was not just on a whim. I don't know.
Yeah,
okay.
That might be good.
I do forgive thy robbery, gentle thief. So you did take something from me. I do forgive thy robbery, gentle thief. But he's still, I don't know, talking nicely about him, like a lover, gentle thief. Although thou steal thee all my poverty.
So, although I just originally kind of thought of that as like, you stole everything from me, including my poverty.
Okay.
Which, like, you can't really steal.
Yeah.
But, it could be a metaphor for that's how much you took from me.
Once you get into poverty, you want somebody to take your poverty away. So maybe...
yeah, you're right.
That's the ultimate punishment. First, you take somebody's money and possessions away, and then you take away their poverty by giving them like $1 million. And now you've taken everything from them.
That's a good observation. You're right, actually.
Like, wow, he took everything from me, and then he took away my poverty.
Although thou steal all my poverty, could that be what he means? Like, although you give me everything?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's just a weird way of saying you've taken everything from me that just doesn't work in our language, or I'm just not getting it. But let's see what comes next. And yet, love knows it is a greater grief to bear love's wrongs than hate's known injury. It's harder to be hurt a little in love, which is not, like you're not going to physically fight with the person, or, nobody's going to steal from anybody, or it just really hurts to be hurt by a lover. So it's a harder grief to have that go wrong than something that is done in hate.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. So it's a greater grief. So it's harder to bear love's wrong than hate's known injury. What I'm just wondering there is, what does he mean by what would an example of love's wrong be?
cheating
Oh,
on
so
somebody.
it's basically something that's done not out of spite. It's
Yeah.
just something maybe that somebody did on accident.
Yeah, just something that broke your heart.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, so it's harder to
Have your heart broken than
have your
to
heart
have your
broken than
wallet
have-
stolen. Even though
Yeah.
stealing a wallet really isn't done in hate, it's done out of desperation. But I'm just saying, it's like if you have your wallet stolen, it could be there was a lot of cash in there, credit cards. It could have been a big pain in the butt, and it's awful. I mean, it's absolutely awful.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you're married and you're happily married, and then one day your wife comes in and says, "I'm leaving you," that's going to be much worse than having your wallet stolen.
Yep, that's true. Or let's even say this, like let's say you've got your lover with you, you guys are married,
Here's my lover.
but you know that it's not a good relationship, and she
Yeah.
hates you, and she sneaks in and steals money from your wallet because she hates you. That doesn't hurt as much than having your heart broken.
Yeah, I would talk about that in couples therapy. She's always stealing my wallet. I don't get it. We share a bank account. What does she think she's stealing? We have problems. Okay. Lascivious grace. And lascivious is like overtly sexual.
Uh-huh.
Okay. In whom all ill well shows. So now are we talking about hate's known injury? Lascivious grace, in whom all ill well shows. So it shows it well. So this lascivious grace shows all the bad things.
Yeah.
I don't quite know what that means, but kill me with spites, yet we must not be foes. We as in me and lascivious grace, or me and you?
That seems to be a common theme in a lot of these sonnets is who is being referred to at what point in throughout the sonnet.
Yeah.
So kill me with spites, yet we must not be foes. Sounds like he's talking to his lover, to the fair youth.
Okay. So I still want to be friends with you, not foes?
Well, killing him with spites would be to do something like hate's known injury, right?
Yeah, do hate's known injury. Don't do any of love's wrong.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Maybe he's saying here.
Okay. This is a shaky one. But it has something to do with you could be mad at me for this, but don't do this. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. So kill me with spites. Like, why would he be mad? So maybe his fair youth is getting revenge on something. For something that Shakespeare did.
I could see that. Shakespeare did something wrong. I thought that a few weeks ago when I thought he was saying, I can't blame you because I was your age once. I did bad things, and I was wrong about that.
Mm-hmm.
It turned out to be, I forgive you because... and I blame myself because I've created an environment. I let you do this. I pushed you to do this.
I remember that one.
So I don't think Shakespeare would reverse course and start talking about bad things that he's done in his past. Once I was wrong about that once, I never wanted to try it again. I think it's all aimed at the fair youth. I think every time Shakespeare puts himself down, it's always like, oh, my writing isn't good enough. My poems aren't good enough because you're so great. I don't think he puts himself down as far as being bad although he did say we can't be friends in public because my reputation isn't up to yours.
But then a lot of, sometimes what Shakespeare says in his sonnets, like we've seen before, almost sounds, I don't know the term, but tongue-in-cheek.
Yes.
Where, he doesn't truly mean that his poetry is bad. He's saying it like, oh, it's so terrible
Yeah, so
like
you
almost
have to,
sarcastically.
right, but you have to interpret it that way and then put the sarcastic thing on top. So you're saying that Shakespeare might be talking about something that he did wrong.
Wow, this is a tough one. So we know that the general theme is that his fair youth hooked up with one of his mistresses.
We think.
That's really all we have. Is he upset at... He's upset, right? He's upset.
He's upset, and he's deciding who to put the blame on. And he's saying, I forgive you. Well, let's just take it from the top again.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Take all my loves, my love, yea, take them all. All right, so maybe he's being a little melodramatic here. What hadst thou then more than thou hadst before? What have you gained here? No love, my love, that thou mayst call that thou mayst true love call. You're not gonna have true love.
Okay. So
you might have a fun weekend, but this is not gonna be something special.
Yeah. I think you're perfectly on it. That's totally what he's saying here. It's like take as many as my loves as you want. It's not going to be anything more than what you've had before. You're just having a good weekend.
Yeah.
It's not going to be true love.
All mine was thine before thou hadst this more. You had all of me, or all my love, before you had this little bit of extra stuff over here.
Yeah, or just everything. Everything of mine was yours.
Yeah.
Before you had this, just a little bit more.
So if you receive my love, I can't blame you for using that love. Okay, so you have a lot of love in you. Because I have loved you, you have like this store of love inside of you. And you can't just use it, you felt like you just had to use it in the world. So you used that love that I put into you.
So he's objectifying his love as it's an actual object.
Right.
Got it.
And not sexual, by the way, just like an actual...
like an object that can be stolen and used.
Yeah. And has magical transferring properties. Because I loved you, it's like you blew up like a balloon filled with love instead of helium. Okay. And then so I can't blame you for using that love. Hey, you're a balloon that's full of helium. You want to get some of that out and make that funny whistling noise. But yet be blamed if thou thyself deceivest by willful taste of what thyself refusest. So you're saying that he's still saying that the youth, I am going to blame you if you fool yourself. Thou thyself deceivest.
Mm-hmm.
You're fooling yourself. You're like knowingly fooling yourself of true love, which is true love that you were having from me. I can't blame you for going out and doing what you did because I blew you too full of love, and I think I am to blame that you fooled yourself into thinking that there was something more for you out there.
I like it.
I do forgive thy robbery, gentle thief, although thou steal thee all my poverty. It is... so this mistress that I had, this is nothing. This is just coins that I had in the bottom of the drawer. This is not my true love. I was offering you my Scrooge McDuck vault that had all those coins that you could swim in, and instead of taking that, you stole the change from my sock drawer. Which was this mistress.
Okay, so maybe the love's wrong versus hate's known injury is love's wrong is him cheating.
You were doing this as a love crime, which is worse than a hate crime.
Yeah.
Listen, that's Shakespeare's words, not mine.
Yeah, so hate's known injury is him basically stealing. It's either stealing the lover, or, like knowing that it would peeve off Shakespeare, I guess.
Yeah, knowing that it would really upset Shakespeare.
Yeah, or it's the fair youth not receiving Shakespeare's love.
Well, he did it in one fell swoop. Is that the expression? I really don't know this. One fell swoop?
Yeah, I think you got it right. I think
Okay.
you used it right.
But those are the correct words?
One fell. Yeah.
Okay.
You want to look it up?
Yeah, later maybe.
All right.
I know that's what you meant, but I was trying to brush it off like...
Yeah, no, let's do this right
I'm
now.
gonna look that up. So he's doing it in one fell swoop by refusing Shakespeare's love, and the form that it takes is him stealing one of Shakespeare's lovers. So not only am I not going to love you, I'm going to love the change in your sock drawer. Do you have any change in your sock drawer, by the way? Could I find...
No, I don't. I don't generally carry change around in my socks.
Well, no, I'm just saying it falls in there somehow. You don't think you have one coin in there?
Yeah, but it would fall in from your socks, right? Oh, I guess it could fall in from the top of your drawer.
The top of your drawer, and you're putting things away. You're in a hurry. Maybe you even keep... Maybe some people keep coins there. In a container.
Yeah, I guess you could.
So where are your coins?
My coins are all in an ammo can that I bought at the Army surplus store.
This is the gun episode of Mike and Scott.
It's so full.
Then if for my love thou my love receivest. So I can't blame you for using it. I forgive your robbery. Yeah, I guess we... To bear love's wrong, then hate's known enemy. Yes, it's a love crime, not a hate crime. So you slept with this person because you knew that it just would... You slept with this person, or you stole this lover to break my heart. And that is harder to bear than if somebody smashes my car because they don't like me.
Yeah. Yep.
If you smash my car, it would mean more to me than if a stranger smashed my car, but still, it would not be as bad as if you committed a love crime, like sleeping with one of my lovers.
Love crime.
Yeah. Lascivious grace, this sexual thing that you did.
In whom all ill will shows.
It shows the worst part of you.
Yeah, okay.
Kill me with spites. I wouldn't mind if you said bad things about me or created hate crimes against me, toilet papered my lawn. I wouldn't mind if you did that. But we must...
Toilet paper is a hate crime.
Oh, come on. You got to clean it up. It's embarrassing. People driving by, they see toilet paper on your lawn. It's the last thing you want.
Oh, man. It's so funny because toilet papering was almost a sign of popularity at my high school.
Did you hear who got toilet papered? Oh, no, who? Mike.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
Mike.
Only the popular kids got toilet papered.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the loser kids.
Do you
Was
want
it
me
like that?
Do you want me to tell you the twist ending? The popular kids were toilet papering their own houses in order to get popular. That's how you get popular, is by being toilet papered. People wonder, I wonder if somebody has a crush on him. I wonder...
I should have thought of that myself. That would have been great.
Well,
I'd be
it's not too late.
having my
It's not
dad
too
and mom
late.
out there helping me. I'm like, no, make sure you get the car. Get the car. The car, Mom.
Like this? No, it has to go. You have to take it off of the roll.
I imagine she just threw the roll at the car.
No,
like this.
or she covers the entire thing, but she double side
really...
tapes them each one to the car, so it's full plushy rolls of toilet paper that have been affixed to the car. You'd want to
it looks like
roll
a
on it.
lamb.
Yes, it looks exactly like a lamb. In fact, that's what I'm going to do for Christmas this year. I'm going to dress my car up like a lamb, and it's going to be a nativity scene. Okay.
Right. So lascivious grace, in whom all ill will shows, kill me with spites, yet we must not be foes. So, what do you think he's referring to with kill me with spites?
It's okay to hurt me with hate's known injury. Whatever spites is, I think that's something a little more, just a normal sort of hate or jab.
Yet we must not be foes. Now, why is that? Why must we not be foes?
I don't know if he's saying that I don't want to be your enemy even though you've done this, or if he's saying don't do things like this because that will make us foes. You could yell and scream and
Yeah.
complain
Okay.
all you want, but as soon as you cross that line, then we are foes. I'm telling you, you do not want to be my foe.
To recap, we know that, or we think that Shakespeare had both a lover and a mistress. The lover is the fair youth. Mistress is this new character. The fair youth took the mistress, or slept with the mistress, and Shakespeare is quite upset about it. It seems like Shakespeare doesn't know if his love, the fair youth, did it on purpose, out of spite, or really was just overflowing with love.
I shouldn't be surprised when you use it. I was the one that filled you with all that love.
Yeah. So he's saying, I'll forgive you, but just know that it hurts. It hurts both if you did it on purpose or if you just were overflow with love. We'll just call him horny. It's okay if you were just super horny or if you did it on purpose out of spite to hate me. But just know that it hurts a lot more if it's because you did it to hurt me.
I think he knows that it was done out of love, and he's saying, this is a lover's complaint, and he's saying, how dare you do that? It would have been okay if you had done something out of your anger towards me, but the fact that this is something that was done in passion by you.
Just because the lover was horny?
Yeah, or just because
Okay.
this is a passionate thing to do. A sensual thing to do. If you had beat up my car, again, I wouldn't be upset, but you did this. This is the one thing you could not do, and you did it. And that's why I'm so upset. Had you toilet papered my lawn, it would have been fine. But instead, you did this. And then he says, yeah, we must not be foes. I don't know if that means this is the one thing that you shouldn't have done, and since you did it, now we got to be foes, or if he's still trying to keep it together. Like he's like, you did all of this. I can't believe it. But I have to resist the urge to make you my enemy.
Yeah, let's. I like that one. Let's go with that.
Let's roll with all of these theories that we have up in the air.
Well, just the last one. Well, I mean,
Just the last
I'm
one.
referring specifically to how you say it's. He's trying to cope with his love for his lover.
So this is
And
a
he's
coping
saying-
sonnet. And if any of you are having relationship troubles out there, maybe you should write your own coping sonnet and then tweet us at our Twitter page, which we got to get going.
Yeah, and name it Sonnet 40. Just so that you get more reviews, more reads.
Hashtag Sonnet 40. All right, so we're going to look up to see how we did on hashtag Sonnet 40 when we come back on Mike and Scott Read a Poem. We're back on Mike and Scott Read a Poem. Grading metaphor. Do you want to come up with one?
Yeah, how about a love helium-filled balloon?
A helium balloon that's filled with love helium, you mean?
That's right.
Okay. So it's how not buoyant, that's when it's in water, but how much lift there is to it. So is this
love lift?
Is this balloon on the ground sagging? Is it like at eye level in your living room, or is it going to the sky?
I'd say it's roughly 75% love helium full.
That's exactly what the pizza and the milk and the pail of water was last week.
Was it 75?
75. Yep.
Well, at least we're consistent.
Yeah, but you know what? I think you're right, because we did have a tough time with this.
Yeah, what I will say is I think we missed the main meat of what this sonnet is about. I feel like after reading the interpretations, it's really more about how much Shakespeare is willing to forgive his love. Not just focus on how terrible a thing the love did. You know,
He's coping with it. He has a weird way of coping with it.
or not even coping. He's not coping. He's accepting. He's saying, I completely accept that you've done these terrible things, but it's not as bad as losing you forever. So, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and forgive you.
Yeah, that to me is his way of saying the only way to deal with the fact that you've done something so terrible is to remember that I love you so much.
Yeah,
I think that's a way to cope.
I guess you're right. Yeah,
my
that
whole life
coping,
is
man.
just one big coping mechanism for the fact that I'm going to die one day. That's what the whole thing, everything that you see me do is just coping with my mortality.
He's completely saying that I forgive you, though, you know?
Yeah.
And, yeah, we did touch on that, but we didn't really feel like that was the main point of this whole sonnet. And I think in the end it kind of is.
Well, it's
more about the forgiveness.
I think we nailed the first quatrain. I think we did good
for
there.
sure. Yeah.
And then in the second quatrain, I'd like to point out that Wikipedia says the second quatrain is ambiguous. What did it say?
Like contested or something?
Obscure and contested.
Yeah.
So it's saying that, you know, if you don't get it, that's fine. Nobody really gets it.
You know, okay, so there's a line on Shakespeare's-sonnets.com. He mentions the line that says, "But yet be blamed if thou thyself deceivest." That was hard for us to even understand because it's like, how can you deceive yourself? So we sort of kind of glossed over it. But Shakespeare's-sonnets.com says that it's kind of contested what thou thyself deceivest means.
Yeah.
Because it's possible that what does he call him here? The compositor made frequent errors with the term thy, there, and this.
Okay.
So it could be a misinterpretation from Shakespeare's original writings.
Okay.
And it could mean, but yet be blamed if you deceive me, Shakespeare.
So that's the argument that you and I were having. We did it again.
Yeah, pretty much.
We found the 2 points of view. On No Fear Shakespeare, it does just interpret it confidently, and it says that you should be blamed if you deceive yourself by taking from one person what you won't take from another. So by taking love from that person instead of from me, you're deceiving yourself, which, as you just pointed out, they might be interpreting it that way just because the guy wrote it down wrong.
Yep.
Even he was like, "Hey, I'm a dictator," or Shakespeare's a dictator. Remember we came up with that last week? Shakespeare's a dictator.
Oh, yeah.
No, but my job is I take the dictation, I write it down. I'm his secretary. I write down his sonnets. Man, this guy uses all these weird these and thys and thous. I can't keep track of them all. Just like us.
Yep.
We haven't had this in a while, but now we've had it again. The fact that we're even unsure of the words means it's okay that we're not so solid on what the definition is. It's hard.
Even the way that our listeners might be interpreting our interpretations, that might be different too.
Yeah. I wonder if they pay attention that much. They're just waiting for the trivia questions the whole time. You gotta listen to the whole Shakespeare thing. It's like, will you please look up 1800 Tequila already? And if there's a new song in the movie Chicago.
All right, so yeah, I think that we did pretty well here. Okay, I'll give us above a 75. I'll give us like an 80.
So is the balloon going to go to the sky if you let go of it?
Yes, it's floating away.
So maybe not quite Disneyland where they're just so filled with helium and so buoyant. I said buoyant again. What's the term for something being lighter than air or having more lift than air? How does flying work? Let's look up how flying works and floating. How do balloons soar?
Buoyant seems like the right word.
What word would you use instead of buoyant?
Instead of buoyant?
Because that's when you're in a liquid, something's buoyant.
Yeah, you're trying to quantify the buoyancy.
Yeah, so I want to quantify how much lift there is in this balloon.
Liftiness? That's a scientific term.
All right, liftiness. Let's see what that comes up as. All right, do we have anything else that we want to add to the sonnet? The balloon. So where's the balloon going? Sky.
The balloon's going to the clouds.
All right, just like the movie
Yeah.
Up.
I think we did pretty good.
Yeah, I will say that not only does the balloon go to the sky, it's a little bit like the red balloon, where all these other balloons come. Well, no, what happens in the red balloon is I think that balloon pops, and then
That's
it's
so
really
sad.
and it's sad, and then all the other balloons in the world come and take the kid and carry him away, and it's really touching.
What is this? Is this a...
Well, it's a famous movie. I don't think it's a silent movie. I think it's in French. There's very little talking, but it's about a kid and his friend, a red balloon, and it follows him around. And I just spoiled the ending for you.
I gotta watch this.
Oh, it's great.
Can you find out what it's called for me in the
It's
trivia
called the red
section?
It's called the Red Balloon in English.
Oh, I thought you were saying, well, it's this movie with the red balloon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so not only is it a movie with a red balloon, it's called The Red Balloon.
What's this movie you're talking about? Oh, it's this movie about a guy named Forrest Gump. Is he one of the main characters? Yeah. Yeah, one top 5 main character is Forrest Gump. He's in the top 5 for sure. All right, so we're going to look up our trivia questions, which are new song for Chicago, 1800 Tequila, and One Fell Swoop. All right, so we'll be right back on Mike and Scott Read a Poem. We're back on Mike and Scott Read a Poem. Trivia answers now. Mike, 1800 Tequila. Why is it called that?
1800 Tequila is named after the year tequila was first aged in oak casks.
And that's what I was hoping for. Oh wait, when tequila in general was first aged in oak casks, or this tequila?
I think tequila in general.
Ah, okay. Well, that's even cooler.
And sold
then.
throughout the world.
Okay, I
Yep,
like
so
it.
that's what you were hoping for.
Yep. Well, it's even better than I was hoping for. I thought it was going to be the year that particular tequila was made. They're like, what year is it? 1800. From now on, this will be known as 1800 Tequila. But no, 1800 Tequila came around, I don't know, in 1998. And they're like, we're going to name ourselves after the first year people did this to tequila. Now, what year is that? 1800? Boom. That's our name. Sign us up.
Yeah. That's a nice year to have as your product name.
Chicago, the movie musical, there was a song called I Move On, and it was original to the movie, so it wasn't in the Broadway musical, which means that if you were to ask me to name a song from the band, the movie, and the Broadway musical, I could name you 3 distinct songs, because the movie has one song that the musical, that the play does not.
Yeah.
One.
Can you name 3?
Yeah. So
might as well try it. Go for it.
okay, I think you could name 3.
So I know Saturday in the Park.
Yeah, Saturday in the Park. Yeah, I'm sure that's the title. But if not, I still give it to you.
Mr. Cellophane from the play.
Yes. And then now all you have to do is remember the information that I just gave you about 58 seconds ago.
Was it I'm Still Here? What was the name?
It's almost the exact opposite.
I'm No Longer Here.
Well, how did you get it so that you're not over here anymore? What did you do?
Disappear.
Which is a way of doing what?
Going away.
Yes. And what's another term for going away?
Leaving.
Yep, keep going. And then I have a funny story about that.
Taking off.
Yes. Now, all these terms are great, but when you need to rent a truck in order to help you do this, you don't get a going away truck.
A moving truck.
Yes. And
I'm moving away.
I am going to
move away.
Okay, move on. Yeah. I let that go on too long. I move on. So let's move on. Okay.
What's the funny story?
In this movie called Follow That Bird. It's a movie where Big Bird decides that he needs to move home and spend some time with birds, and live in a family with birds. And so he's on Sesame Street with Snuffleupagus. And Snuffleupagus says, "Oh, Bird, I'm so sad that you're leaving." And Big Bird says, I'm not leaving. I'm just going away. And it backfired because as a kid, I was 5, 6, 7 years old when this movie came out. I really believed that there was a difference. And it took me a long time to figure out, oh, no, wait a minute. The joke is that Big Bird is naive.
You're like arguing with your friends at school.
Yeah,
You're
like,
no, there's a distinct difference. I heard Big Bird say it.
are you going away or are you leaving? You need to let me know. Should I save your place in line or not? Are you just going away or are you leaving? All right, one fell swoop. What does it mean?
One fell swoop means to do multiple things in one attempt. The etymology is based on the literal meaning of of a fell swoop, a quick, sudden downward movement by an attacking bird. Okay, so an example, if somebody is changing the oil, adjusting the timing belt, and changing the wiper fluid all at once, they did it in one fell swoop.
Yeah, 3 things at once. I think Jiffy Lube has a checklist of about 25 things, but hey, you did 3. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Can I
get that all done in one fell swoop? Oh, that's going to cost you extra.
We have to plan out so far in advance if we want to do it in one fell swoop. It's easier to do it piece by piece. You know what? Why don't you just let me do my job, okay? Thank you.
Oh, so another interesting factoid, though, is it looks like, I believe that phrase was coined by Shakespeare. On phrases.org.uk, there's a page called 135 Phrases Coined by William Shakespeare, and at one fell swoop is one of those phrases. And it's used in the play Macbeth? Is that what it was?
Shouldn't have said it out loud. It's bad luck. So in Macbeth, he says one fell swoop.
Yes. And that may be the first time it ever appears in print.
Mike, do you realize what we've done today?
What have we done?
We read a Shakespeare poem that we've never read before. We analyzed it. We looked up the answers.
Yeah.
We came up with trivia questions. And we answered those trivia questions. During the course of one podcast. Mike, I can't believe we've done it, but we did all of that in one fell swoop.
You should charge extra for that.
And if that doesn't fill your love helium balloon, nothing will. This has been Mike and Scott from Mike and Scott Read a Poem, part of Mike and Scott Read a Poem Industries.